I'm Yvette Hernandez.
And I'm Jorge Gonzalez, and you're watching American Hispanics The Journey.
AHTJ The Journey, where we bring you weekly uplifting information from real people telling their true stories at their journey and their American dream.
Real people, real stories, real time.
That's right, George. I'm so glad you guys are tuning in with us today. We have a great interview for you guys today. We have so many good things to talk about. Let's get this started, George. Yes, let's do this. Let's talk about Did you know, George, that immigration affects us all? It affects as many as Hispanics as well as Americans and everyone in this country.
Yes, ma'am.
There's so many ways. I came up with my top three. I believe that traveling was one, because remember when Donald Trump first came on, that travel ban he did, that affected us, and it became like an immigration thing, and a lot of people stayed abroad with it. So I think it affects a lot of us when it comes to traveling. We have to go through immigration, we have to go through check-ins, we have to use our passports and different stuff like that.
You have the good, the bad, and the ugly. You have your good things about that is, you have the opportunity. That's right. To actually accept people from different areas.
Right.
But the process, baby.
Yeah, that's right. And let's talk about, so the traveling is one of the things that affects people. So that we talked about that before. Let's talk about marriage. We are able to marry outside of the country because of immigration, the immigration laws that we have. It allows us to marry outside of the country. All we have to do is do the paperwork. But that's the negative part of it, is that the paperwork gets a little tedious. There's a lot to do.
The process.
The process is long.
The due process, due diligence, you get to spend some time in several offices before you do anything.
Right, and the laws change so much that it becomes a problem. And I think my top three, the last one I was going to say that affects us is with regards to work. Back in the day, we used to bring immigrants in so that they can work for very low wages, and businessmen liked that because they were saving money when it came to employees, and so they were making more money.
A lot of people get to realize that not only we're bringing people, we're bringing quality people.
Right.
Coming in to the country, doing certain work that we
don't know how to do. I mean, I don't think we have a lot of farmers here. And I think a lot of people come from out of the country and they know a lot more about farming than we do. Don't you think?
That's true. That's true. That's true. And they're hard workers, though. If you realize how many people come in and they work the land, they're really, really, really hard workers.
That's right. That's right, George. Well, George, enough about that. Let's talk about our next topic. And we are always telling our people to talk about English. We're trying to train you guys to go take classes. We're always telling you to educate yourself. Take English as a second language. Okay, George, English is difficult, okay? When you look at it, even I was born here, okay, and I have difficulties with some of the words, some of the words that sound the same, and some of the words that are written different and are said a different way. I mean, it's difficult. I don't know how you can do that.
I have seen the weirdest thing. My daughter brings it back to my attention. She's like, "Papi, listen to this guy. He has your same line," and it's true. Let's take a couple of examples. Right. American words like
wasn't it the word ounce that you said?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting. You get ounces, like spell ounces for me.
Ounces, O-U-N-C-E.
And then you have your abbreviation?
O-Z.
Where is the Z?
Right.
In ounces. That's one. Let's try another one.
So you got people learning English and you have them doing abbreviations and they're like, what in the world? What is O-Z?
My teacher goes like, yeah, learn it. It's just the way it is. And then you have the other one, pounds.
Pounds, P-O-U-N-D-S.
Abbreviation?
L-B-S.
Why? L-B-S, there's not an L or a B in pounds.
In pounds, right. So, I mean, can you imagine learning English? And also the words like there, and there, they all sound the same. And you have to learn how to use them, and then you have to learn how to spell.
There it is.
There it is.
Then you have which and which. That's my.
That's yours.
I'm always like which driving.
Oh.
It's just which one is.
I know. There's just so many, and they're funny, and then they're difficult. And I know it's hard for a lot of people learning English.
I love your enthusiasm when they teach you. Let me teach you the vowels. What are the vowels, Yvette?
A-E-I-O-U.
But then the E loses its sound somewhere along the line.
There's a silent E somewhere.
It's silent. Or you put O and O. What's the sound? Ooh, right?
Right.
Yeah, door. What?
I know.
Floor. Hello.
Hello.
But then you're gonna scare somebody. Boo. B-O-O.
B-O-O, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, and that's why English is so difficult. But we still do urge you guys to take English as a
learn
second
English.
language. Learn it, learn the difficult parts of it, learn the difficulties of it, and just do it, because it's just good. Of course, we want you to educate yourself, but just realize that there are some difficulties when it comes to learning English, and that's how it is.
It doesn't matter where you come from. I can spend hours. We're on a different system altogether. I mean, we're on miles and pounds and
everything else.
You have yourself. Every country has the metric system. We're on the
that's right.
emporium system.
That's right. We have a great interview coming up.
Absolutely.
We have Tre Alexander. He's joining us next. George, you're watching American Hispanics, The Journey. I'm Yvette Hernandez.
I'm Jorge Gonzalez. Tre's gonna be right back. Don't move. Stay right there.
That's right. You're watching American Hispanics, The Journey. We have a great interview coming right up, so please stay with us.
This is gonna be a great interview. Don't change your channel. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show. We're here with Tre Alexander.
Welcome, Tre, to the show.
Tre, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
We always have a great interview every week. We want to tell our viewers all about our real stories. We want to hear about stories like yours. I mean, we want to just be able to tell inspiring things. So we want to talk to you today about your life, and we're so glad that you came on our show to do that.
Glad to be
Are
here.
you
Thank
ready for this?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
We
Yes.
want to know, where were you born? That's going to be our first question today.
Cold Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yes.
Ooh, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Is there a lot of Hispanics there?
There wasn't a whole lot, but I will say we have immersion schools there, and so I did get to meet a lot of Hispanics there.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, so throughout high school, did you experience any racism?
Well, I did high school down here, so yeah, it was, yes, I would say yes.
Okay, so,
Prejudice, yes,
so
for sure.
there you did what? Just the preschool?
There was elementary and preschool. The immersion schools that we have there, it's like a Spanish immersion school, so I learned all my Spanish and English at the same time. So that was kind of really cool to integrate both, to learn both dialogues and both vocabularies. But coming down here, high school, yeah, it was.
Excellent.
Predominantly in your household, were you spoken English or Spanish?
We did a little Spanglish. I mean,
Yes,
so
yes, that's what we
did a little
did.
Spanglish. I mean, so there are some people in my family that do actually speak on my mother's side, not as much as my father's side. My father actually has the Puerto Rican Indian in him, so
So, Tre, tú hablas español.
sí, hablo español.
Que muy bien, muy bien. Y entonces te enseñaron, tu mamá y tu papá te enseñaron español.
Mi papá, pues, más en escuela
Ok.
de mis padres, pero sí.
Sí.
Mi mamá, cuando yo estaba joven, mi mamá dice, usted tiene que aprender porque un día español va a estar un gran
Oh,
lenguaje.
sí.
So, she's very smart.
She was very right. She's
Very
very
smart.
correct. I like it that she said that, because Spanish is a big language. It's
Guys,
like
you
the
know,
second language spoken in the
it
United
hit a
States.
nerve with Yvette because she says that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, not.
Now, I didn't appreciate that though when I was younger because, we didn't speak it predominantly at
Right.
my mother's, and so, I really didn't have an understanding of why, but as I got older, jobs, it was beneficial, to
Oh, absolutely.
get jobs or to negotiate compensation. That worked out, and of course dating.
Wow. Thank you, Mom. It helped. So that's awesome. Okay, so you learned Spanish. You speak both English and Spanish.
Absolutely.
And then you moved to Georgia. What brought you to Georgia?
Weather.
The weather.
And
I
family,
think everybody
yes. I
comes
mean,
here for the
weather and
weather.
family, yeah.
I mean, Georgia.
It
It's
was, it was a
good.
time where it was growing, and up north, believe it or not, I mean, even in places like Milwaukee, it was very similar to Chicago. It's rough.
The Windy City.
When you see not only weather though, just the crime, the trouble that you can get in. It was very concerning, I think. from
Right,
times.
right.
Wow.
Okay, being a young Hispanic and learning all about your culture, and then you got into music as a young
Did,
child.
did, yes.
Who inspired you?
When I was 5, my mother was very much in church a lot, and so
Awesome.
I started in the choir and just learned that I had a knack for writing different music styles, and really, really grew into it. Yeah, became a passion.
Great. Well, music from the age of 5 until now.
Till
And did you get some education with that in high school? Did you take anything in high school that got you into music?
Yeah, I
band?
started to take guitar.
Band, right? That's a good one.
Yeah, I started to take guitar. I never learned how to read music, and I still don't understand theory. But if I play with an instrument long enough, I can learn how to play it.
And if
Yes.
you notice,
Yes,
if you notice
that's
the
right.
northern accent kicks in, and he said guitar, not guitar.
That's right. Oh my goodness, guys!
guitarra,
Let's
como
continue this a little further. We're gonna come right back. We are watching American Hispanics: The Journey, and we're here talking with Tre Alexander. I'm Yvette Hernandez.
I'm Jorge Gonzalez, and you know what, guys? Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel at AHTJ The Journey.
Yes, and don't forget to tell us your story. We'd like to hear your journey, and we'd like to hear your American dream. We'll be right back. We're taking a short break. American Hispanics: The Journey, where we bring you weekly interviews of real people talking about their journey and their pursuit to the American dream.
If you have a story to tell, please go to our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and tell us your story.
We hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you for staying with us.
We are here. Let's do this.
Let's do it. AHTJ The Journey. We've heard so many good stories about you, and something that you were telling us about is that the Hispanics people can't say Tre because they kind of, what do they say?
They say tres, and I say cuatro, because it's like we're counting all of a sudden. But,
So
Yeah.
we call him Primo for that reason.
We call him Primo.
Hey, Primo,
because
Tre, come here.
No, so what do they call you?
So, I let them use my last name, so they either say Alexander or Alex. I
Alexander.
say Alex.
Well, that's a good one. I like
so
that. It's
bad.
pretty simple.
It sounds like a player name.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
let's play baseball, Alex. Come on, bring it.
Tre, what have been your difficult moments in your life? Has being Hispanic here, living in America, caused any concerns, or have you gone through anything in life?
Well, being mixed race, period, has, it's hard for me because I don't disqualify anything that I'm made of, That's just a small portion of who I am. And so checking, things on the consensus box, it's
Right.
like, well, what do you check? For me, applying for jobs, I feel like I don't really put a tag on my race
On your
because it doesn't have anything to do with my performance ability.
That's right.
You know,
That's
so
right.
those kind of things. But yeah, there's some challenges because people always want to know, what are you?
Right. Excellent. And you're married?
I was.
Was married.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You have a child?
I have a son, and he actually is adopted.
Oh,
A son and a daughter.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Beautiful.
So both, yeah. Kind of a crazy story, but I grew up with their moms, and we just made an arrangement that we would co-parent.
Good.
And I was actually going to legally adopt my son, and we went down to the courthouse to do that. And I was told because his mom is actually an immigrant. She's been here since she was 2.
Also, immigration issues, even what we talked about at the beginning, is that
It affects-
everyone goes through immigration issues,
Right.
so that
And-
affects
yes.
everyone. So you had to do some immigration paperwork.
Yeah, well, we went down there to actually naturalize him, and I was going to legally adopt him, and I was told I had to marry her to adopt him, and that wasn't
Right.
something I was willing to arrange with her. And now I really don't get to see him that often. I don't have legal rights to him.
Oh,
So,
okay.
because
Sorry to
we're
hear
in
that.
fiction, yeah. I mean, it's amazing how even
But how was that process? Was it difficult to do the paperwork?
it was. I mean, going down there, I mean, she had some type of proof of at least being able to work here.
Right.
But, I had to bring all of my citizenship paperwork, and I would have to get, we had to get all of his things. And, it was just a long, drawn-out thing just to say, hey, he was already born here. I'm born here. I want to raise him.
Raise him, right,
Yeah.
right, basically.
I heard we were talking. You're actually a singer-writer.
I do, yes.
Tell us about your education, or did you have to go to school for that?
I didn't have to go to school for that. That's something that, thank God, is it's just a natural blessing. Yeah, I used
Very
to
good.
write a
Talent.
lot
Very
of
good.
Atlanta celebrities, so I've done some things with Atlanta celebrities. I got my first $1 million offer when I was 22
Ooh.
from Televisa and Univision, so that was a big deal.
Wow.
Did some
Well,
shows in
Televisa's a
Miami.
big chain, though.
Televisa's a big
Yes.
chain. Yeah, it's a big deal.
So the big dog over here.
Yes.
So the checkbook comes out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
So what happened with that, Tre?
So interestingly enough, the people that we were dealing with directly,
Yes.
their baby passed away the night before
Oh.
we were supposed to
Oh,
finish our
man.
signing. Yeah, I guess it's SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. Yeah.
As you guys can see, sometimes there are difficulties that happen, things that are beyond your control, and then it changes your situation.
It does.
Wow. So that
So
was
they
a-
didn't sign you after?
We didn't. I didn't really push the issue either, though. It was kind of an awkward thing to be pushing, like
Right.
your
On a
dreams through somebody
situation.
losing theirs. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I just pressed forward in a different way. But, you know, I will say that I'm appreciative of that being put on hold in a divine way, because maybe I wasn't ready. You know, I feel like maybe I would have lost too much of myself.
That's true. Trey, you look very young, so we seem to think that you're in your 20s, but you're actually how old?
I'm 33.
He's 33.
He's 23 for those girls who are looking
He's
at the show. 'Cause, anywhere from 23 to 33.
Yeah, he's definitely divorced.
And if you're cool or looking for a nice,
I sing, you know, I play the guitar.
He plays la
He
guitarra.
play la guitarra, señores.
So where can we find you on Instagram or anything?
You can find me at ENT Prodigy on Instagram, and you can also go to my SoundCloud, which is tagged ENT.
That's right.
SoundCloud.
Excellent, SoundCloud.
Yes,
You guys can find them. Do you have any advice you can give our Hispanic community today?
Keep pressing forward. Barriers are there to prove that you are stronger than them, and that it builds your character to show that you have a great destiny and it's worth it.
Wonderful. That's a great advice.
Man, that is
It's so good. And Trey, we're so glad that you came to join us for our show. And you're an inspiration to a lot of young people out there. And as you can see, Trey is doing his thing. He's doing his music. And thank you for joining us today. If you're tuning in, you're watching American Hispanics, The Journey. And our guest today, Tre Alexander. American Hispanics, The Journey, where we bring you weekly interviews of real people talking about their journey and their pursuit to the American dream.
If you have a story to tell, please go to our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and let us know your story. You never know. It just might be aired on the next show.
I'm glad you guys are still tuning in with us and you're watching American Hispanics, The Journey. I'm Yvette Hernandez.
I'm Jorge Gonzalez. Wasn't he great?
Yes, that was a great interview with Tre
Love it,
Alexander, wasn't it?
That's awesome. I
he's
didn't
great.
hear. He was telling me SoundCloud. I never heard of
Yes,
SoundCloud before.
SoundCloud, yes, that's what the musicians are using now for all their music and everything.
Gotta go and check him out though.
Yes, that's right. Hey, that was, and let's do a little,
Recap.
Yeah, we talked about how immigration affects all of us, and he talked about that during his interview.
Imagine, he's not an immigrant per se.
No, he's
I mean,
not.
he's from immigrant parents, and he still had to go through immigration for a process.
Yes, I guess everyone's affected, even if you were born here, somehow, someplace. Like I always say, immigration is always there. We talked about that. We talked about how English is difficult to learn, how we're always telling you guys do ESL as a second, take that English class, but it is difficult, but we urge you to continue the education and keep taking that English as a second
I'm still trying to
language.
figure the libras on the LBS.
That's right, that's right. Esas son las libras, en inglés se pone diferente.
Bueno, es que te
ustedes
pones
saben.
a ver, la palabra libras en español.
Es
O sea, y
caro.
me va a decir pounds, libras.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. George, let's talk about, we were trying to get everyone to get to know us a little bit better. And since Thanksgiving is coming up, we want to talk about my favorite dish. And the funny thing is that...
Dishes.
Right, well, I'm going to do my top three because I can't,
Top
like,
three.
top
Yeah,
three.
like you don't.
I can't pick one, I can't pick one.
I'll get some.
Let me tell you, my favorite is turkey with cranberry and stuffing. That's my favorite.
And as we will call that in Puerto Rico, gringa.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. And then my second one is California rolls. I like that. I like the sushi. I do. I like sushi. That's my second. That's second.
And I will ask you, fuchi?
It's sushi.
Yeah,
Sushi.
I like
And three, mango. I love mashed potatoes, the green plantains. I love it. I love it. That's my favorite three. And out of the three, only one is Spanish food. So I guess I got Americanized
Mira,
living here in
eso le dicen
America.
vendía. Sell out.
What about you, George?
Me, I got a different topic
Yes?
instead of food.
Oh, you don't want to do food?
Did you know? Did you know we're not dating? We're not together. We're not a couple.
I know everyone on social media seems to think that you are.
we got
that you're
so
my
many
husband,
comments. I
that
get asked all the questions. So my wife asked me, she's like, "Oh, so you're together?"
Everybody thinks that George and I are an item. But
No.
no, those of you who thought that we were an item, we'd like to hear from you on social media. Let us know how many of you thought that George and I were married. George and I are just co-hosts and friends. That's
Friends,
it.
very good friends. We're
Very,
family
very
now.
good friends.
Well, my food.
That's what you didn't know about us.
You want to go?
Now
you
that
want to go
you
to
knew.
food? I'll tell you my food.
Yeah, well, tell
I'm
us your
very
food.
very Hispanic all the way.
Okay.
Arroz, habichuela y chuleta, o arroz y habichuela y bistec.
That's number
empanado.
one?
Number two, baby.
Arroz.
Arroz con habichuela, baby. Ooh.
See, that's he like.
And then we have, you have your second dish, which is tostones con pollo frito.
He's Spanish all the way.
Baby, and then We're in Christmas pernil. Who does turkey, guys? Come on, that's the gringo stuff.
right.
Come
You're
on.
right. That's right.
We do pernil. You get that pork nicely roasted, marinated for a couple of days. Mwah.
So when
Voila.
you beat me with the foods, you're all Spanish all the way, dude.
All the way, baby.
Good. Let's go with the song con flavor now. Let's do some of that.
We were talking about that.
What are we talking about that?
Con, baby.
That's right, con, the Dominican con. Let's
And
talk
I'm
about.
like, you know what? The first time I heard con, I'm like, con what?
He said what?
Pegado.
What? Oh, that's right.
Because we
That's
call
right.
it
You guys
pegado.
call it el pegado, right? I wonder. Hey guys, go on social media and tell us what you guys call it. But let
Yeah.
me tell you what it is first, because for those of you who don't know what con is the rice that stays at the bottom of the pan that gets hard and it gets kind of crispy because as you're cooking the rice, and that's the bottom of the pan.
And you get yourself a couple of forks and a knife with a very, very fine point to take the grains out of your teeth. Because the way my grandma used to do it, it was so hard. It's like, there goes your muela.
There goes your tooth, right? So I mean, and I'm telling you, that is poor people food. I, in my opinion, because I mean, you don't have any more money, and what's left? Oh, el con, the bottom of the pan. So then you scrape that up, and
It's
then
a
you put
delicacy now. You go to
I'm
restaurants and
telling you.
they're like, you go to certain restaurants, it's like, you want con, it'll be $12.95.
Oh my gosh, they charge an arm and a leg for like burnt rice.
Burnt.
Burnt rice, but now they put
Not Yvette. Yvette goes and puts ketchup on it.
no, they get ketchup. The juices of the meat. They get
The juices
the
of the
meat.
meat.
You put the meat on top of it, and it tastes so good. It's so delicious.
Oh
It's
my
just
God.
wonderful. But yeah, that is what concon is all about. Let us know what you guys call it on social media. And we want to know because we call it concon. Enjoy that. Guys, thank you for watching us. We're so glad that you stayed with us. We hope we have inspired you today. I'm Yvette Hernandez.
I'm Jorge Gonzalez. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel,
Yes.
AHTJ, The Journey.
That's right. Thank you for watching us, guys.